Welcome to Like a Doll's Eyes statue reviews. Happy Halloween, everybody. I'm here to do a review on three very special pieces to me, the Martin Rawle Bruce Sharks. So Martin Rawle, this is actually, the main review I'm doing is going to be on his 30-inch Bruce Shark, which is just a new piece that I just got earlier this week. And as you can see, it's fantastic. It's 30 inches from the tip of the nose to the end of the tail. It's made out of resin. It's very high quality, and it's a replication of Bruce, kind of in full attack mode. You can see that his mouth is really far open on this piece, and again, just kind of a dynamic pose. He's got a bit of a twist to the tail and a twist to his head. It's kind of hard to see. And then what we get to is you get to me, which is what the trademark of Martin Rawle's work is fantastic sculpts along with production type paint apps. So one of the things as collectors that drives us nuts is ordering a piece from any company and getting the piece and it doesn't look like the production photos. Martin limits these pieces. So for example, this piece is only one of well, it's not one of 100, but it's one of 100, and it's number 4 actually of 100. And he because he limits the edition, his reasoning behind that is so his paint apps, he can take his time, do good paint apps, not rush through it, and you end up with getting these great paint apps that he does. And that's to me what really puts him above other artists out there, is the great paint work that he does. He's not rushing through, you know, putting out a ton of these things. He really takes his time and does a good job. One of the things that I love is the care he takes with all the sculpting also. Here you can see he has sculpted scars actually into here. I've seen other people do Bruce replicas where they just kind of put scratches into there and you know, it looks like they just took a knife maybe and did some scratch marks and stuff like that to make him look more battle bruised and stuff like that. And this one, it's just the care and time was taken in to put that in. Let me get in focus here, getting out of focus a little bit. There we go. You can see the patchwork up that he's done here. That's one of the things that I love that Martin does, is he sculpts in the patchwork. And those of you that are Bruce fans know that Bruce was constantly just ripping and tearing from the water and the abuse that he took. And so Martin actually sculpts in the patchwork, and that's one of my absolute favorite things about his pieces. I just love seeing those. It brings Bruce to life. It's Bruce the Shark. It's not him clean and new. Bruce rarely ever looked clean and new in that film. He always looked beat up. And that's what I love about his sculpts. It's the waterlogged Bruce look. Beat up, wrinkles, the mechanics. You can see the mechanics under there. And that's one of the things that I absolutely adore about what Martin does with his Bruce items. Again, you can see, you know, kind of going down from the tip of the nose, you can see the gills here, really well sculpted. Again, more patchwork. Everything, the paint is great. I mean, the paint flows so well. Big Bruce dorsal fin looks fantastic. It also comes with some barrels and this plastic stand that it sits up on. Very nice. He actually, this tube right here goes up into Bruce, so it's very well balanced. It's not going anywhere. I could really give this a good shake, and he's not falling off, not even close. He puts it on here, which he's got some padding under here that you can lay, so the shark's not going to get damaged being on this piece. You see down here, if I can get a good shot of it, that it goes up inside of Bruce. And it's a great job. And so again, it comes down here. You can see he's got the indentation on the tail here. Bruce and the real Bruce look like that also. So just really good, phenomenal work here again. And it's a, you know, I can't say enough about what Martin does here. So let's give you a couple other views so you can see some things here. So there we go. There he is from the front. Okay. Really, again, good work. You know, he's got the, you know, the eye. Everything's just so good at it. Every time I look at this piece from a different angle, I'm just kind of like, oh, that reminds me of that shot from that picture, or that shot from that movie, part of the movie, excuse me, and that's what I love. So we're going to bring it over to this side. And what I love here, one of the other things that I love about Martin's sharks, so let me get this into focus again. Sorry about all the, oh, this is taking as long as it is to get into, let me back up a little bit. Oh, sorry everybody. I don't know why it doesn't want to go into focus. Whoop. There we go. So, one of the things that I absolutely love is when he does the eyes, you can see around the eyes here, there's just this extra little layer right before the pupil meets the skin. There's that extra little something around the eye, and that's how Bruce looked in the film. And that's one of my favorite things that he does. Again with it's those little touches that just, I don't know, stuck out to me in the film. The patchwork when Brody's stabbing him on the top with a harpoon, you know, you can see the patchwork. The eye here, you see that in the film when Bruce first busts through the orca to get Brody, and you can see that on the eye and stuff. I love it. Love how it looks. Again, looks great here. Fantastic. Great detail, great paintwork, great sculpting. And I've said this before, I think that Martin really captures Bruce's portrait better than anybody. As well as everything else, but the portrait to me is the highlight of what Martin does sculpting-wise. And then, of course, the great paint apps. So, again, it's just the wrinkles and stuff. I just love it. So, again, he's kind of, like I said, he's in a full attack mode. He's 30 inches, like I said. There are bigger pieces out there that are done, but me personally, I don't care about the size as much as long as the sculpt and paint apps are great. If this is 30 inches and somebody's made a 35 inch, or a 40 inch or a 50 inch, but the paint apps aren't done as well, or the details aren't done as well, I don't really care. I'll take the slightly smaller piece with the better paint apps and the better detail, and that's just how I feel. Martin's out of the UK, so those of you that are UK Jaws fans, boy, are you guys lucky, because the shipping won't be as expensive and everything else, and there aren't too many UK guys making Jaws items out there, I would assume. And so easy to buy from him. You can look him up on Facebook at Bruce Shark. And Martin Rawle, again, is his name. He has a partner that helps him with stuff, Matt French. And Matt does the mold, like he pours the mold and he sands the mold and everything else. And then Martin, who had already sculpted it, will then do the paint apps and everything else. And like I said, you can't beat the paint apps, you can't beat the sculpt on this. And it's really just a pleasure to have. It's like I said, it's nice to have in the collection. So Martin basically, he built off this great head sculpt here that he had actually originally on this base, and just kind of looks like he almost like just finished it here. And this is, you know, I hate saying it because I'm reviewing this, but this is also by Martin Rawle, and this is my favorite piece. We all have to have a favorite. This is my favorite. This is my favorite piece in my entire collection of everything. You guys know I do a lot of reviews of a lot of things. Now, Jaws is my favorite movie, so probably something from Jaws is going to be my favorite. But before I got this piece, I might have said that, you know, my Darth Vader by Iron Studios might have been my favorite piece. Not so anymore. This is my favorite piece in my collection. I absolutely love this thing. And it's just with the barrels and the paintwork that Martin did. Just fantastic. That came with a scuba tank. This comes with a scuba tank also. I don't have the scuba tank on this one. I'm using the scuba tank somewhere else, and I'll show you that here in a minute. But just a great work here they did. So now the other piece I was going to show you is Martin Rawle's original Bruce. Now I actually have his Bruce on another artist's stand here. The other artist, he had a bigger shark that was in here, and I think I'm going to sell that shark because I just kind of prefer the Martin one. So, but I do really like the stand. The stand is really great and a great idea. And so what I did is I took Martin's original Bruce, tied it up on here. So this is something a little that I did myself. I have it tied so you can actually kind of rock it a little bit, you know. So I tied it up on there. Added some things that I kind of customized, like this barrel here, not barrel, but these tools right here. This is from the Funko Pop. This is just like I just added it, like just a little can. There's the other tank that comes with the new 30-inch Bruce that I added here. Again, I think I added those tools. I can't remember. I can't remember if I added those tools or not. Maybe I didn't. But no, I absolutely don't think I added the toolbox, and I think those tools came with the piece also. The barrels that came with this Bruce here are here. So I just kind of made this little diorama. You know, again, the original base was made by another artist who did a great job with it and everything else, and makes pretty good Bruce items also. Again, what I loved about this piece was it looked beat up. It looked like waterlogged. One of the things that I love. But I think you can see just how far Martin's come when you look at this piece. I always thought that the nose was maybe just a little too big, maybe, and the eyes a little too small. And Martin definitely fixed that with bigger eyes and not quite the nose. And it's hard to explain, and this looks better in person. It definitely, the camera, if you don't get it at the right angle, kind of adds to it. But loved how he did this. And one of the things that I fell in love with, again, was his patchwork at the top. And this was a very nice surprise. My wife got me this for Christmas a couple years ago. And I opened it up, and I was just impressed with the quality, the weight, and the size because of the bulkiness that this piece has. That's one of the things that Martin does really well, is he brings the mass and size to Bruce to life. And again, that's the thing that I love. I love that his pieces, especially these two, have a lifelike quality to them. They look very, not realistic in a sense it looks like a real great white shark, but it looks like Bruce is come into your living room and is sitting there, and that he could move. That there is somehow a button you could push and he could start moving his jaws up and down, and it's just great work. And I can't recommend him enough. So it's fantastic. Martin Rawle, thank you very much for 3 great products. Really appreciate it, and keep up the great work. I look forward to what you have in the future. I'll be keeping an eye on him, and I'll be letting you guys know when he has something new coming along, and of course reviewing his stuff. So thanks a lot, guys, and enjoy. Have a happy Halloween, and if you score one of these, you know, put a review up. Would love to see it. Put some pictures up. Go to the Jaws Collectors on Facebook. Post some pictures of Martin's pieces. I'd love to see them, you know. He's, like I said, he's not making a ton of them, so you know, you want to get out there and get one if you want to get one. Before I end, I guess I should say that he has, I think I said this before, he also is releasing unpainted versions, so you can actually get it cheaper. And if you've got the skill or know somebody with the skill, you can have somebody paint this themselves. But man, it'd be hard to replicate what Martin does with the paint app. So. All right, everybody, so thanks. Enjoy your Halloween, like I said, those of you that celebrate that. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.